Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode. We are here, we are chaos, we are live. As Tony said, Rev is not here with us this week. We hope that they will be back next week. Meanwhile, we are going to jump right into it. Last week, the crew was they had arrived to Auroran. They met with Fen's family, mother, twin siblings, and their household bot, Roderick.
The one that mainly runs the estate. Let's face it, we know what he does.
Some conversations were had discussing or dancing around the topic of, safety of children, and subsequently the twins found themselves semi-grounded because safety, which they did not appreciate, but at the same time...
Oh no, they're stuck in their rooms longer than they typically would stay in their rooms.
They had interesting interactions with the party members, mixed interactions. Some like each other, some don't. Some are still waiting for the other shoe to drop. We'll see. And then they went off they slept. They woke up. They went off to college. After seeing the news, giving them some very interesting information, some information about Charlotte de Bois and de Beaumont, yeah. And what was the other part? There was the acquisition.
The Fighting League has been currently shut down because of
yes, thank you. Some fighters, many fighters, the injuries have increased in an exceeding rate, and they suspect illicit drugs, and everyone is getting tested. So it is shut down till further notice. They head off to the college. They arrive. They meet Auroran, a very handsome-looking dude, who then escorts them to his private office, where they have access to the entire database of all of Auroran. We just lost visual on him.
What's his name?
Auroran.
Auroran, who works in Auroran.
Yes, Auroran of Auroran.
I tried to get them to spell it for me last time. It didn't help.
Arwen.
Arwen, okay.
Somebody spelled it for me, the spelling basically.
Arwen versus Auroran.
I was just explaining how I came up with his name.
I kept pronouncing it weird.
Auroran in a British accent does sound very difficult. It's one of those names that everything just kind of together.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's just Auroran here. He's Auroran from Auroran. It's fine.
Basically. And so they hopped onto his nice hover platform, went to his office, I already said that, and found out some interesting information from their database. Primarily the fact that Leslie Astor of the Astor family had accessed the very file that this group had chosen to access only about...
Oh, that was also on the news, because
8 months ago.
They were talking about the anniversary of his disappearance.
1 year anniversary of Leslie's disappearance, or 1 year anniversary of of Leslie's funeral.
Yes.
Because they didn't have... What?
And she had gained access to this file 8 months ago?
No, I gained access to the file.
Sorry.
Yeah. Leslie is a boy. In this. Nope. You're good. And he had access to the file 8 months ago.
Also, last time notes I have Lindsay instead of Leslie.
I think it was Lindsay.
It's Leslie.
We have
Leslie?
the notes that you rewrote.
You said Lindsay. 100%. I got Lindsay.
That's what I put
Well,
down.
to be fair, there is also notes in the actual thing of Leslie Astor. I'm thinking those were Rev that wrote them.
I can go back and watch the clip, but it doesn't matter. If it's
fine.
Leslie or Lindsay.
Leslie is
Yeah.
the name.
Multiple people,
No.
and that they're the same person. The L Astor is.
It's
just-
probably
Astor.
it's probably misspelled, but is Leslie is the one singular individual. Yes.
Leslie is.
Yep. And then, so yeah, the news had mentioned that it was the 1-year anniversary of their funeral, of the disappearance. They don't know what happened to them, but to close that chapter, they'd assumed the individual was dead. So yeah, and then there was a little bit of a slip, trip, fall through of information that was exposed to the professor that Xylo and Milo had been involved in some conspicuous things.
Xylo was just, trying to help his twin brother. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta double check my notes because even I'm getting mixed up on those two. One of them went to school, or they both went to school. One continued to graduate. The other one was accused of leaking information and was arrested.
Which, with the Leslie thing, could very well exonerate him.
Yes.
What a quinky
Exactly.
dink.
Yeah. And Professor Auroran decided to take that personal matter under his own wing to exonerate the student. As far as the rest of it goes, he's going to turn a blind eye until it is further investigated, as there is not enough evidence to go
One way or the other.
looking into that. Specifically, the turning individuals into robots or transhumans.
Yes.
Which is highly illegal and has a lot of consequences to it for both parties. After said slip of the tongue and much deliberation, they went off to go eat to show some of the members how their currency and economy works. Since most of it is off of reputation and status instead of actual currency. And that is where we are going to jump in with the crew today. They are headed towards there is some background noise. I don't know who this is. Got it. Okay. Sorry. It was distracting.
My roommate's very excited about modding his Baldur's Gate to oblivion.
Oh, God. We are all enwrapped in that.
Speak for yourself.
I love the mods.
Yeah, we
I
are.
like making them pretty. What's even worse is it's mostly just the pretty mods for me.
We're we're all enwrapped in the game, regardless of how.
I'm not actually. I haven't
not.
played it all that much. I'm not.
I know you're always on Elden Ring. Anyways,
I like it more.
Otherwise, I would be. I'd be right there with you guys.
So we, the crew has gone off to a deli. As you're on his. Yes, because it is lunchtime after all of this discussion and whatnot. And yeah, so on the platform, you head towards what would be a cornerstone of the entire university, which is, as I might remind everyone, shaped like a labyrinth.
It's huge.
It is circular. It is huge. There are many, many layers to it, kind of like an onion. And you can sort of get lost, but also cannot get lost, because, like I said, it's a labyrinth. It is intended to keep people from getting lost, but it is also to serve many, many different uses. And as Ren kind of lands down on a corner of the area, you notice a large, like, I'm gonna say cafe style, cafeteria style, like kind of like the malls. There is a strip on the left and a strip on the right, and there's like many different venues. You could get different types of food, and it's all kind of buffet style, a bit like Golden Corral. You just grab a tray and you go down the line and you pick up what you want, and then you swipe your chip and you move on to a table that is, and in the middle is hundreds of circular, triangle, long shaped tables. Some people are on the floor. It's just everything.
Yeah.
Some are even on like little stand-up tables where it's just the table, but it's at chest height, and you just stand there. And a lot of teachers are at those. Auroran looks to the group, goes, "Please, anything on me. Have at it."
Don't mind if I do. I'll just go find something.
Immediately going to their usual noodle section. Just like, yep, no, I know exactly where I need to go. Bye.
How populated is this cafeteria hellscape?
Oh, it's midday, so I would say fairly populated. But surprisingly, everything is moving rather smoothly. It is quite efficient. There are very few clogs, as it were, or lines where people are just waiting. Those areas are of like special requests, really. If somebody was like, I want, a very, very special latte, soy milk only, kind of thing. Those areas are very dense with people waiting with their special requests. But the most part, everything moves rather smoothly, including the checkouts, because it is all chip function related. It is you just swipe and go. And Auroran has accepted all of you as your guests, as his guests. So therefore, anything that you swipe, it goes straight to his bill. Yep.
How quickly would I disappear in this? Like, that's the question. But I just feel like walking off and then Granny's just gone.
How fast can you blink? Half of it is due to how busy it is. Half of it is due to your height, and just also how much anybody's paying attention to you.
We stick out like sort of Nash. Do you feel like all eyes on you right now? As he's gonna Boston's gonna look around as there are probably everyone staring at all of them.
Just like
Nash will give him a look that says, it's just
Sorry, I'm not used to the limelight. Sue me.
Well, it's
Nash stands out like crazy though. Or is Nash wearing the booty shorts?
no.
Or are you wearing the suit?
He's still wearing the thing actually no, Nash, you tell me, because he changed for dinner. He didn't say what he was wearing for breakfast.
Wearing the suit because he knows that it is important. They make a good impression. And these are not the people that you wear booty shorts around. They judge you for literally everything you do. So he is going to wear the nice thing.
Oh god, they can probably smell Granny then.
Oh god! Did Granny take a shower this morning?
Granny got lost. No time.
At least Boston just smells like an ashtray and not like death.
Bathroom. The shower is next to where you slept.
Please describe to everyone what Granny smells like this morning.
Oh god.
Rotten
Granny
leather.
drinking, so
To
alcohol
everyone
is
who
not there.
noticed. Huh?
Yeah, you guys tell me, how does Granny smell?
If you have a 10 or 11 or lower, you did not notice Granny smell on perception. Just 11 or lower, you did not notice.
I have an 11.
11.
I love it. Yeah.
Are you doing perception on Granny?
It's
Passive,
basic
right?
passive perception of what Granny smells like. Yeah, Granny. What does Granny smell like to Fen?
I think at this point Fen's gotten used to it, so they don't even pay attention to how like it's different anymore.
Yes, but you are now in front of your professor, so you are highly aware of what everyone is dressed like, it smells like, it is
cleaner.
It is on your cerebral, it is on your mind.
I mean, obviously she still has like the booze scent because she is still Granny. But like I don't know.
Help them out, Granny.
I imagine it's a combination of like
and then
dirt, leather, and then like some sort of like old person smell. Like
so
what you imagine.
I've hung out with old biker gentlemen on a couple different occasions. And if they're in their leather jacket, it's the same jacket they've had for like 35, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
It has its own smell that cannot be described other than sweaty old leather. Which, surprising no one, is not appealing. And then also cigar smoke, because also smoke cigars.
Yeah, definitely.
The cheap liquor. And then like the
I don't know if
hint of
Granny's ever
coffee.
washed this jacket. So
I mean,
accurate.
it would have to be dry cleaning because it's leather.
There is
Also
for sure the scent of blood or like goop on it. Then there's like something.
There's gotta be blood as well because they fight in that. She fights in that.
Spikes that you jab people with coming out of it. There's gotta be blood.
Yeah.
She probably did.
I definitely don't clean those off before I have them put away.
But also, rum is probably like in the.
Think about that.
So this is all. So this is all the smell that you get. If anybody whiffs walking by you,
Granny.
This is definitely getting some attention as you're walking around. Especially
there's
people with
absolutely no way in hell that Fen let that stand. They got prestidigitation.
Ramita panic just rolls in the dirt when you're not looking.
Granny doesn't care. Granny doesn't realize how much she smells right now. Like she just doesn't care.
Ramita, you I guess you were cleaned as you were walking away from the group.
Like someone just like this morning before they hit the school. If this is actually a thing, this was 100%. We're retconning this.
Another retcon, oh boy.
Boy, shut up.
I mean,
Granny doesn't shower. It's between Fen and
Baldric to prestidigitate.
Baldric just like cleaning Granny as they walk away. Just like
considering this is their personality, I'm gonna let this happen. So yeah, this is a thing. All right, now that we got that out of the way, so the looks that you guys get partially is from the fact that you arrive with Professor Auroran and in such a large group of like, new students kind of thing. The clothing that you see the students and staff and faculty are all wearing are various different types. You see what is colloquial from different locations. Some that you'll recognize very rustic from the Wharfburg area. Some very elaborate from the Ithros area. Some very simple and formal from Loyaldus and Lulhall. And occasional some I don't want to say frivolous, but the flowy from Vorak. You'll see more Ithros and more Lulhall than you will Loyaltus or Vorak, but there is a varying degree of all of those. And yes, there are a couple of individuals who look similar to what Nash may have worn upon showing up. They are wearing, some are wearing fishnets, some are wearing mesh, some are wearing clothing under the mesh, some people are it's all skin. And it's
not uniform.
Various,
It's not uniform. There's all kinds.
Yeah. But at the same time, there is for anybody who's paranoid or whatever, those who are wearing the clothing of their area, it is a lot more formal than that would normally go for. But only those from those areas would know that. So like Nash, knowing what you wear on a regular basis, the people you see wearing clothing that is something that you would, your character would wear. They're wearing something a little more formal of what you're used to. Or, you know what I'm saying, right?
Nash's style I don't think is normal.
It's not, but at the same time, like, he had, like, in Ithros, you had, not Elvira, fucking Amelia. Amelia and Tim and Tilly, they were wearing,
90s punk.
Basically, yeah, they were wearing the elaborate, fishnet stockings and the neon green, neon pink. You'll see that, but it's also a little more on the formal side as well. They're trying to impress. You can tell they're trying to impress. So Ramita disappears in the fog,
and we lost her.
She'll come back.
Let's hope so.
You guys will be able to find me because I imagine people are going to give me a wide berth because I'm just like, old lady that is not a professor. Who the hell is this person?
Oh, there are definitely people who are like, who's that? With all of you. Just curiosity, all of you. Who is that?
Versus Fen, who is just off in their own world, going, yes, no, I think it's fine.
Fen disappeared quickly. Fen disappeared even faster than Ramita because Fen blends in.
I'm gonna get a hoagie. What you gonna get? All right.
I forgot Ash is all like healthy.
Let's stick together. The last thing we need is to, I don't know, lose my temper. Well, you know what they say, the bigger they are, the more bones they're gonna break. All right, let's get going.
I'm so bad. I feel so bad. Like me as Nikki, but Fen is just like, no, this is totally fine. They'll be fine. I mean, people
will be fine.
People from Borag and everywhere else come here all the time. They'll be fine.
Granny just doesn't care and just disappears, just like food.
To be fair,
involved, I'm in.
Granny has had about 300 more years to get used to the fact that people are just going to judge you whether or not. We're still not past our first half century. Give us some time.
Very true.
Like,
yeah, Granny stopped caring. Well, yeah, Granny is wealthy, but honestly, Granny lives like a very subtle, like comfortable life.
Sure.
Like, Granny's not like. Granny will pay for food, but Granny's house is not like massive. You know?
She owns a house. She owns a house.
Granny is most solidly in middle class. Solidly middle class.
But she owns a house. She owns
a house. She's over 100 years old.
300.
So
when it was 7.
She's old as crap.
Okay?
She bought the house before the credits conversion when it was still gold.
If she sold it today,
handed down from her parents, like that's where I get.
If she sold it today, it'd be vintage. It'd also be a landmark. She would make a fucking mint off that if she sold it.
It's a historical landmark.
And she bought
That's where Viper is right now.
She bought it from them with the money of 1 week part-time scooping ice cream.
Nope. This is a family heirloom house. This is her parents'
That's
house.
so much worse.
Anywho.
I love the fact that it's three of us are like well set up individuals, terribly so. And then there's those who are just like, I'm scraping the bottom of the fucking bucket just to get a sandwich, man. What the fuck are you talking about?
One of us had the money to buy chicken nuggets when this started, and that was it.
Yes. And that was a loan from his boss.
Granny started with a good amount of money.
When we rolled for income in their wallets, Tony failed so epically. He literally had like 89 cents.
Yeah, and then I found out there were people with millions, and I was like, that's a wide disparity, okay?
To be fair, what Fen actually has is not a lot of money.
I was gonna say that Fen is technically... technically Fen is in the middle, because Fen has a lot through their family name.
Sure.
But for themselves, they're broke as fuck.
Well, in a
That's every rich kid.
Granny's like the second
Status. Yeah.
So, anyways,
what kind of socialist nonsense
Granny
is
lives a lot more like a lot calmer of a life than Fen.
This is quickly turning into a Q&A behind the scenes. So this is an actual D&D campaign.
So, Darkness, I promise we're just making fun of Ramita. It totally makes sense why she is the way she is. But Boston has now just gotten comfortable in middle class, and Nash just got out of prison 3 weeks ago.
And now we're in a mansion.
10 weeks.
Now we're in rich kid college.
No, it was 7 plus 1 week. Yeah, or 7 weeks plus
2
11
months.
days.
Yeah, and then you get thrown into rich kid college.
Eight.
Yeah, 2 months. Sorry.
Have you guys ever been on a private school, like college campus?
God,
There's a huge difference.
Boston's never been to a campus, period. He has no idea what the code is here.
No, I mean IRL. Like, just imagine that. There's a huge difference between public and private.
Yeah,
college
there is.
100%.
It's fucking scary.
100%.
Anyways,
Anyway, back on
so
topic.
you all find the foods that you are off searching for. Do you come back or?
Oh yeah, I'll start. As soon as I get my food, I'm starting to look for everyone else so we can like sit and eat. And
I'm assuming you have like GPS on each other so that. Because somebody got lost in somebody's house, let alone the public square.
Two of us are very distinct, whereas Boston has face tattoos. Does Nash have face tattoos?
Nash has one on his neck, like behind his ear, but not face.
Yeah,
I'm
Boston has
looking for
his
Nash
SIM code on the side of his head. Or Boston, brain.
Nash is one of the tallest people, but there are quite a few people that are competing when it comes to height. So it is. There are fewer, but they are there. In fact, why don't you do an actual perception roll?
Who?
Ramita. Darkness.
Give me 1 second. I gotta bring up my D&D Beyond because I am on my cellular device. I rolled a 9. And let's see what I get to add to that.
Big old dice in front of you are putting in your eye socket.
Yeah, that's what I rolled. It's a 9. But I need to know if I get to add anything to it.
I can just pull up your character sheet and let you know.
I think, yeah, because you messed up Tony's.
Oh, I'll turn it this way. Okay, sorry. Did it fix?
Okay, no, you're fine.
Where's my perception?
Just in Ramita's spot, and Ramita is in my spot. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Gasp. Spots.
Oh gosh. Assign seats.
Sorry, guys.
Curse them.
You're fine.
Ruining everything.
No, you're fine.
I mean, how dare you?
I can't even find.
We need
what is
we
it
need to
under
like send
again
you a
for
printout.
perception?
Skills.
Skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's it should be sheet 1. Your main
It
page.
is. Okay. Sorry. +3, so that is 12.
Okay. You wouldn't be able to get a specific number, but you do see quite a few like people with orc-ish ancestral. It's not, a lot, but it's more than 0.
Next thing I'm going to look for is the biggest pile of food.
Biggest pile of food?
He got a salad.
Oh gosh, Nash, you're eating so little.
For the record,
but
Nash does not always eat the most food.
Yeah, I think Boston actually typically eats more than Nash.
But you'll
And
you
I
also,
got
find,
two full Italian subs and pickle chips. That's what Boston got.
I can't even imagine. Granny got a little of everything. Just holy crap, I've never had this kind of dining experience.
So, you can fill up the plate to as much as you want. Yeah. Anywho. All right, so you all end back up at the same table, and Auroran is eating a semi-balanced meal. Is part salad, part Reuben beef sandwich, and Reuben beef. As well as a protein shake and a dessert. We'll say lemon meringue pie.
Oh, now I want lemon meringue pie. Why would you do that to me?
That sounds so freaking good.
Right now, how dare?
Yes. That is his
so glad that
meal.
we're a group that love lemon.
I don't,
So,
but
Owen, how did you always want to be a professor?
Yeah, well, it kind of just is one of those things that you just kind of fall into. I work well with a lot of people, and they're always asking me questions, and I seem to just be able to find the answers for them. So, I kind of just fell into it. Yeah, that's how I got here, I suppose. Been doing it for the last, 8 years? 10?
Sure.
Short while before he picked up me as his apprentice, honestly.
By the way, I'm Boston. I don't think I introduced myself earlier.
I introduced everyone, you're fine.
You did. Sorry.
I missed that.
Player retcon. Yeah, no, everyone was introduced the moment he showed up.
Didn't just
Yes. So, how long have you all been traveling with Fenrana?
I look at everybody. 2 months?
9 weeks.
Oh, so pretty much this entire project.
Yeah.
Has it only been 9 weeks? We were stuck in that apartment for
7 weeks.
7, and Boston's being
7
generous.
weeks? I thought it was
Technically,
7 months.
7 weeks.
Felt like longer.
It felt much longer, yes.
Yeah, quarantine will do that to a mind. If you are stuck to a location for a time, it will. Time does seem to progress slowly.
Slowly is one way of putting it.
At this point, you see here behind you, Professor, and he turns around, and you see an individual come up and behind a elf woman, or a thin. I'm not elf because these people aren't full elves, but she has the pointed ears, sharp features, blonde hair, tied up into a bun, wearing similar clothes to that of Arwen. Long, somewhat flowy, very night sky-ish with black material and beads here and there to represent stars and constellations and whatnot. And she comes up behind with her own plate of a bagel sandwich. Oh, Professor, it's good to see you. I wanted to catch you. Yes. Please, everyone, this is Professor Starsong. Elwyn, please. They are in charge of... Oh god, my notes.
Elwyn Starsong, you said?
Yes. Starsong. Elwyn.
Starsong.
Starsong. God, I just had them in front of me. There we go. Don't laugh.
I'm laughing at Tony's face.
I made a face?
You made a couple different faces. I was just giggling at them.
Yes, this is, she is in charge of the, she's part of the Historical Education and Outreach Division. She is in charge of the Department of Intermediary of Life and Learning Department. It is a new project that has only been around for a few weeks, but it is quite enlightening, and we are excited for the prospect of the future of this whole this project campaign that she's going on. And she kind of smiles and giggles. Oh, Arwen, you're such a charmer. This is just an experiment. This really isn't anything yet, but we are very excited to see that it becomes prolific in the future. I wanted to catch up with you on a few of my emails that I sent you. Have you received them? It's like, yes, I meant to respond, but I had a few guests, so you will have to pardon me, but I'll get to you on those later. And she's, of course. And who are this? I think we met you, and she's looking at you, Fenrana.
Fenrana Etsith. I am Owen.
Etsith, yes, of course, yes. Khan's child, yes.
Yes.
Lovely to see you.
You as well. And these are my associates currently working on a project with me.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. Hello, Boston, Nash, Shamita, Baldrick. Yes, good to meet all of you. And Auroran says that currently, I believe Starsong is working on traversing life experience into credits.
Yes. Nothing.
Blood coins?
More of a literal translation, right?
Not quite. So the how long have all of you been here in Rowan?
Since 6 p.m. last night.
Oh my! Oh, all right. So, I see. Well, I suppose Auroran has explained to you the economy that we have is not quite the same as the rest of the other, the 5 states. We translate our professions and our studies into currency, and it is our reputation and our proceeds or commitments to the community that gain us our wealth. And unfortunately, it does not exchange one for one when it comes to life experience. So anyone who does not study here at the college, the academy, do not receive the same amount as those who do. So we are looking to help those who are less fortunate and try to turn their life experience into equivocal currency that can be regulated along with our degrees and credits.
Making more even trade with people who are moving in, right?
Correct. Because as currently it is using the credits that the other city-states maintain, the exchange is, well, quite drastic, as many have experienced. Our city-state is quite more elaborate or expensive, as some would say, comparatively to the others. But with this program, we should be able to rectify that by creating actual life experience, careers, and whatnot into an adjustment.
One question.
Yes.
So this seems fine and dandy, but what if, like, how would you get to decide what someone's worth is? For example, I've never been to a college, but I've done plenty of other kinds of works along with the police department and other things like that. Like, how do you justify that without having an extensive list of what everyone's done? And if that was the case, wouldn't that be a major invasion of privacy?
Well, that is part of the challenge that we are attempting to we're attempting to integrate into the program in taking one's personal life experience of what they have contributed to their community or others, in terms of reputation and commitment, overall expensive progress, these sorts of things. The program is fairly new, and we are still working on getting the how do you say? She stumbles, and he says,
Kinks.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Kinks out of it, and
I seem to be confused about this whole process. So you've seen a wealth disparity, right? And your result is to add more types of currency?
It's more of an adjustment.
Like the wealthy people would then be able to buy more experiences, and therefore then that experience would then turn into more cash, and that would only increase disparities.
I agree with Nash on this. Like, when you're not rich, you can't continue to gain that experience and do things.
This is more to even out the playing field, as it were, to level things out so that your experience is equivalent of someone else's education. So that you do not need to gain the education of our formal studies in addition to your current life experiences. As it is now, the only way to exchange is through goods and services that you provide. And if you do not provide services, or if you do not produce any goods, you do not have any credits. So this is to go in addition to your goods and services. So let's say a shoemaker. They have a
skill.
Product. Sorry, DM brain. A product.
What word?
They have a product that they provide, and it is a specific value. That value is of the product itself. It is not of the time, the education, the experience, of them trying to find the right fit, the right size, the right materials, or any kind of information that was handed down to them through their fathers and mothers, and that is not reflected in the price of the product. This program is going to increase that value and reflect that that handed down education. To kind of put them on even footing with someone who has gone through our programs and graduated.
just an example, and if I'm being stupid, let me know. But for example, Ramita, he's gonna point to Ramita, has raised 8 kids? So and been summoned by 1 dog.
My goodness.
Has raised 8 kids, has a house in brain's forgetting where your house is. Wolfburg. And, has lived through, the currency changes that happened in Wolfburg. Would she have more wealth than someone, let's say, Fenrana here, who was born into money and is still going through the courses right now? Even though Ramita came from Wolfburg, which is not the same level of class, I would guess you would say, compared to Fen.
Essentially, they would have... Well, I can't exactly say or give an estimate, but theoretically, they have equivalent or more, as she has had experience in raising 8 children, potentially a few generations, and she's trying to properly estimate Ramita's age without being insulting. And any kind of worldly impact those children may have made on the culture and society itself, it's quite possible she has more wealth than Fen.
Saying, I don't have much wealth at all. My father does, my mother does. I don't.
Does that even count, the fact that I didn't add much to society myself other than those kids? All I've done is fight.
My dear, you are absolutely underestimating your impact on this world, I believe. But that is another part of the department that we are trying to remedy of the situation that childbearing is very limited and has a very minimal impact on this world, when really it has a major impact, not just on the population, but exposure to the society at large, changing laws and culture, depending on how your children have affected the world around them. It is a ripple effect.
Would that potentially help a child? Let's say my child's done something to really benefit and help society, but society didn't view it as the best way to do stuff?
When it comes to legal implications, that's a different aspect. That is... But it could be affected. There are quite a few people of elite status that have changed laws for the better because of miscommunications or misunderstandings that they influenced with their wealth. But that is a moral ground that we are not looking into right now. We are just trying to even things out and make it so that other individuals who could not afford our education are still able to benefit from providing towards the greater good.
Wouldn't it just be easier to lower the cost of your academies so that way anyone could get an education? He says that it's like how I am playing with a lighter. Just...
I hate you, Brett.
How about an easier hypothetical? What if someone were to say skip the years 6 through 14? Would they then be crippled for life in this new economic system?
How's Arwen looking while this is all going on, by the way?
Just looking down and eating their food. I'm not...
Auroran is... He's interested, but at the same time, like, this isn't his department, so he's not going to step in. Like, these are the tough questions that he may have warned her about that they're going to come across, but just sitting here eating. And she's just like, it's more complicated. It's more complicated than just lowering the tuition. Unfortunately, I'm afraid it's. Ideally, yes, we could just do that, but unfortunately, you're talking about remedying the entire economy of Auroran, and that's beyond my control or influence. The best I can do is come up with a, you could say, stipend or scholarship that can equate to a higher. What do you call it? Okay, hang on, my brain is thinking.
Your brain is thinking?
Reparations.
Just a hypothesis. Just a thought. Mind you, never been to one of these. First time inside a school.
Oh, absolutely. It's wonderful. And I'm so glad to have you here. I'm so glad you guys all could tour, and I hope you enjoy your experience. If you'll excuse me, I have a few other students I need to talk with. Auroran, please, when you can. And he nods. Yes, absolutely. After this, I will definitely look at those. She walks off.
These are fucking good pickle chips, and he's just gonna continue to.
To be fair, with the whole society of Auroran being very much science and like inquisitive based, that is very much how a usual conversation probably goes any fucking way.
Well, yeah. I don't think anyone suggests drop your economy down to make it affordable to anybody. I don't think anyone that's in, the 0.001% says anything like that ever.
I'm sure a few of her students have. Like, we're talking...
The ones from Wolfburg?
Like Amelia? Yes. Or Ithros, yeah.
If this academy is that hard to get into / that wealthy, like, these have to be the richest people in Wolfburg, and...
Yeah, this is like Harvard meets Brown, or like Princeton. Like, this is... The cream of the creamiest crops.
Remember, they have those contests that you witnessed in each of the city-states that will allow that kind of contest happening to get other people to join. They understand that there is a wealth discrepancy.
They just haven't figured out how to make it stop.
Well, I'm sure some of them have. They just can't because there are some assholes in the government that are like, no. Only the best.
I hope I didn't come too much as a dick to your friend, Doc Owen.
Oh, absolutely not. No, she deals with those rough questions all the time, trust me. It's even worse when it comes to the committee, of which those are, as you say, dickheads, and they would definitely put her through the ringer, and they have. But she's a champ. She has been doing this for a few weeks now, and with the funding that she's been getting, it seems she will be doing this for quite some time.
Those definitely seemed like they were good questions, honestly. Like, they're the questions that they should be thinking about.
Absolutely.
I don't know what, it made sense. I'm not...
No, there's... Go ahead.
Going from my standpoint, as someone who's still actively doing their own research into my own study focus, having questions that I hadn't thought of brought up to me helps a great deal. So you could have very well helped her in the end.
I just want part of the patent if I help get her soul full piece or whatever.
I'm sure she'll remember you in her footnotes.
Not likely. She didn't even remember to answer my question, but that's fine.
Pats on the shoulder and takes a cucumber.
DM is retconning. Did I answer that question or not?
No, you skipped completely past
So
it.
sorry. I thought never mind. Yeah.
Nash clocked it.
Do you want to retcon it?
It also makes sense that if we kind of pelted her with a bunch of random questions, she's like, who are these people? Why are they asking me these kinds of questions? Like, is this a trick from Arwen to get back at me for something I did a couple years ago? Like, what is this?
Also, as a DM, I was really hoping you guys were like, oh, that's really cool, and then move on instead of this interrogation. So, you know.
Wait.
You don't.
We were literally just talking about the wealth disparity gap, and you brought us somebody who's trying to redesign the economy and thought we would let it slide? French. I'm from the lovingest place. No.
Yeah.
Also, everyone in this call is frustrated with that entire topic in general. So it's...
I had this planned before we had that conversation. I was gonna have to stick to it, and the fact that y'all just like... Yeah, no. Anywho. It was also like a semi-floor flex of like, look, I've created these departments that are so
it was
cool
awesome, yeah.
But y'all are just like putting me through the ringer. I'm like, God, really?
We're not here
Anyways.
to be your friends. We're here to tear apart your world and hope you can stick it back together.
Exactly.
No,
I think Gandhi said that.
The world will be fine. My brain, I don't know.
We destroy everything.
We believe in you.
So, we'll try. Auroran finishes their plate, his plate. What do you all think now that you've been here for a little while?
It's good.
It's delicious. It's amazing. It's better than Mother's.
I don't know about that one.
Just it's definitely it's cool.
You guys will note it is quality food. It's not like going around and there's like Taco Bell and McDonald's. It is like a lot of it is cafeteria. It is made there.
Mm-hmm.
So like it may not be just like home, but it is definitely home style.
Well, when he said how you enjoying the place, Boston said it's cool because he has nothing he can really say about it because I don't know what we all saw last time. You don't have to give me a recap.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. It's elaborate.
Definitely different.
Yeah, it's distinct to be sure.
Never seen anything like it. I don't really feel at ease here. But it's probably just because it's really different.
Oh, absolutely. First-time students will have the same jitters. It's a lot to take in. Some of them are come in as far as Vorak and Ithros, and some as different as Loyaldus and Worfberg. It's quite a shell shock, as you would, for the culture that we have here. But those who come into the academy seem to adapt rather quickly, as they are suited for it. They are, I guess you could say, handpicked to be a part of this, and many of us here in Auroran want more to experience it. There are some who are elitist and want to keep it for Auroran it's themselves, but knowledge is ever expanding, and it comes from many different places, and it's always the unexpected that do the best. Even our highest, most elitist of our committee can agree to that.
Do you guys have a gym?
Absolutely. We have several.
Boxing, martial arts, fencing, shooting, like what kind of gyms you got?
All of the above. Pool, aerobatics,
just everything.
everything. The I can't think of the name of it. The people with the ribbon and the
Ballet?
No, the like air in the air.
Dancer, right?
No, they're up in the air and they like go up and they like spin around.
Yeah, that is like aerobatic.
Trapeze tech is in the same field.
Roughly.
Aerialist?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yoga.
Aerialist. Yeah, the aerialist.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I couldn't spit out the right word, but yeah.
Same.
Like sweet.
Okay. Yeah. He mentions that as well.
Yeah, I was gonna just because Fen, I know that you gotta go into certain places that we can't go.
Actually, so with the information that he gave us, there's not really much I can dig deeper in until we get more information on when and where Leslie accessed the information, because that's our main lead, correct?
Yes. Yes. Off the table. Leslie is your biggest factor de facto, because like they're supposed to be dead. They were here 8 months ago, and not only. Huh?
So, I was saying I can like look into the specific research that Hillmaker did to figure out like the ins and outs of the process that they're currently using.
Yeah, all of that information, because you'll notice as you were reading the documents that the that Hillmaker, at the time of entering the information to the database, they were pairing up with another department of the school to figure out the chemical formation of the materials that they got from the tissue of the mummified individual. So they were going to deconstruct it with another department upon arrival, and that was the information that was in that document that they had found. So the formula was there, or the hypothetical formula, it was in there.
Oh, so when/how can you do that? Is it from here? Is it from?
It's
It would have
working all of the communication lines, honestly.
Unfortunately, because it's classified, they do have to access it from in location.
Yeah.
Any access outside of Auroran or outside of the college does not allow anybody to gain permission of classified. Now, the rest of the library is accessible to every of the 6 city-states, but classified, they must be on location.
Well, when you're doing that, I don't know if we can really go with you. So I was trying to get us something for us to do.
Good question. Good thing to think about.
I mean, we went with this last time and we all just sat and watched you access information. So, like, even if we could go with you, what use are we?
What about, like, you know how you were trying to find, like, people that weren't as high up? What about janitors and stuff of the school? Like, are there people that work that kind of positions here?
We have individuals who maintain the janitorial robots and a lot of the other motorized mechanical departments of the school.
Is there a professor here that teaches like criminal investigation services or like detective stuff?
Absolutely, we have departments in every legal area.
Do you know any that you'd be willing to just call real quick? And I have a question. Just outside of Boston is basically going to ask, how easy would it be to, if you knew the right people and had enough money to make a false ID for this country? Or like change your identity? How difficult would it be if you had the skill set for it? Or the resources of the family of this, Baldrick's old former family.
Okay. Auroran is that department he doesn't work with. He'll say he does not have any actual direct ties to them, it would take some time to get a hold of somebody to get you an interview.
That's just my train of thought. If someone can change their ID with enough money like that around here, considering there's no necessary currency involved, it's all reputation. I can't imagine that if they just trade certain resources, it's no longer necessary and someone could be a tech or anything.
It's difficult to say. The Astora family, though, they reside in Ithros, so
sure.
They are purely credit-based. So they would have to purchase a service like that. What ways and what channels they'd have to go through is not my forte, but I could find someone who might have some time this afternoon to discuss it with you. But it is going to take some time for me to go through some channels, as that is not a department I normally interact with.
I appreciate it. It's just because Fen is currently dealing with someone from the past that they really can't tolerate at the moment. Does Fen have a fangirl?
What's up?
Fen,
you were gone. I was giving an excuse while you're being silent when I gave this excuse.
Sorry. No, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Ren looks over to Fen. Are you having sexual harassment situations?
No, it's...
Is there something I need to be concerned with?
I don't know what's going on. I have been toned down for the last 10 fucking minutes, man. What the fuck?
I'm also a little confused. I don't know what Brett is referring to, but
I was poking fun of the fact that
he was making fun
blood
of the fact
wasn't
that I wasn't
here.
paying attention currently.
Yes. Only thing I was trying to say. What Boston said, is there anyone from the criminal investigation or that department that teaches that how easily it would be to get a false ID or change your identity so you could work within the system or get into it? And Gears said, by this afternoon, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I figure that's a good shot to see maybe they're here, or we can maybe hire, quote unquote, hire them or hire one of their students or something like that to see if they'd be willing to help investigate this person and identify who this is.
They did say that they didn't hold Leslie out of the system.
Yeah, Leslie's
been dead for over a year. And
yeah, Leslie.
Still in the system.
So to give information, Leslie was deemed dead sometime after their disappearance, their official disappearance. Mm-hmm. And their disappearance coincided with a break-in into the Astora Industries. Mm-hmm. It was a break-in, and it resulted in one dead security guard and a missing relative of the family. There was a search. After some time, they without any leads, they deemed the child or family member dead, had a funeral, and because it was announced, they didn't deactivate the information. They didn't deactivate the chip. So, and since there was no body, there was nothing to deactivate. So, and the fact that the first, or the use of it was record of 8 months ago, it's assumed it's that person, but like you were saying, it could be a fake.
If they have some students that might be interested in doing this as extra credit for a class that they have with you or something like that, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm eating pickle chips. Goes back to eating his pickle chips.
Pickle chips.
No, those very good possibilities.
Yes.
I'll have to look. I will definitely get on that as well. More paperwork, and he pulls out a smooth device that he pulls out and starts tapping on to get a to-do list going on, because he's got more work to do. That's more than just grading papers.
I don't mean to be a pain in your dick. I'm just trying to help your student out.
Understandable. It's So yeah, if any of the professors are busy, I'll get there. We do have internships that are on stasis. I'll see if I can't get someone who is currently idle.
They're definitely not paid, considering how we understand how this world works.
What?
They're definitely not paid interns, considering we know how this economy works.
No. They're paid in experience.
Yes. And title and status.
But here's the thing.
I'm making a joke, Gears. This 100% was a joke. I was just poking fun at our...
God.
Yeah, you're okay.
Making me defensive of my little world.
Unpaid.
It's technically, they have a unlimited credit card to the university, so like, take it as you will,
They're doing a coffee run.
You could have as many hoagies as you want.
Hey, hoagies are awesome. I will not take this kind of slander.
These interns eat well. Shut up.
Well, yeah, it's the 1%.
The whole city-state is the 1%.
The dogs are eating better meat than Boston's ever had.
Probably. It's from cows that are massaged on a daily basis.
Definitely. Like, you should see what rich people feed their pets.
Each one of them is named. They're given first, middle, and last names.
I remember the family. They have bar mitzvahs and everything.
Okay, so anywho's, what's the plan for the group? Auroran's at your service, but probably for not much longer.
If you gotta do your research, again, we can just head to the gym, or we can just sit around, though I'm not good at doing that, considering the weeks we just had.
Well, you are my guest, so you're welcome to anything that the school is to offer. If you would like to sit on a course, you're welcome to sit in with a class as a guest, and see how things are done. Any of the services, any of the gyms, as you say, it's open to you as well, provided your behavior is acceptable. And if you are a friend of Fenrana, I believe you are more than capable of handling that.
It's just like her friends are like.
I do have some more artifacts I need to catalog. We actually received a new shipment, Fenrana.
From where?
Off the from gosh, I need to have a name for it. From the site. The site would be the war.
Filmmakers site or
no, the war. The ground zero of the war.
The battlefield. Okay, cool.
Yes, from that location. I need a name for that location, but yes, he'll refer to that area of getting a new shipment in of artifacts from that area of the dig site, and the active dig site. A lot of identifying and cataloging, and the department's been busy.
It turned out.
Of which I'm gonna retcon this. He would have introduced himself as the head of the Department of Arcane Artifacts. Focused on locating, retrieving, and studying magical artifacts. Which is a part of the Historical Archives and Research Division.
What's his title one more time?
Head of the Department of Arcane Artifacts.
I'll go studies.
What is exactly the purpose of a rubber duck?
That
for sharks
is very much what he's finding. Yes, they find things and they're like, what was this used for? Yet it has magical implications, so they have to be very careful. Anywho, so yeah, and that is a subdivision of the Historical Archives and Research Division. So, anywho, that is the professor. And this is the
story of a girl, a quite a river and child, the whole world.
Part of what anyways, I'm trying to
her.
God, shut up.
It is break time. I'm trying to segue us into break time.
Let's do that. We're gonna break. I was gonna say this is what you now know of Fenrana's studies because this is Fenrana's direct professor. So like hints, but you know what? It's
hint,
break
hint,
time.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Exactly.
All right,
and yeah.
we'll be right back.
And somebody else got bubblies because we are back. Welcome, everyone. Good gosh.
Are you also drinking too much wine?
No, that's a coffee hiccup.
Why is it good?
Family
Absolutely.
is my
Flower pot?
What is
biggest
that?
problem.
It's a cough
It
drop.
looks like an onion peel to me, but yeah, okay.
I thought it was like a lozenge wrapper.
Flower
Oh, it's a
petal,
flower. Anyways, we are back, and the crew is wrapping things up, I believe, with their lunch with Auroran, who is going to excuse themselves because he's got a lot to do.
And where
Yeah.
are the five?
So, Auroran, I lovely meeting all of you, and it's good to know that Fenrana is in good company. But I must.
Bless you.
Thanks for your help,
Sorry.
Professor.
Needs a few more times, she'll end up in quarantine.
We just got out of that. Please
Out of that
stay
one.
away.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, please. I understand. The Department of Metagenics is absolutely flustered at the moment. But that's another issue. Anywho, I will see you all another time. Please do not hesitate to ask for help, and I will be looking into getting a professor or a lead, an intern for your criminology. But I must be going. Afternoon. And he pulls out his hover tray and widens it to the appropriate size that he needs, and in holding on to the controllers and the stable bar, and he is off.
All right. Before we do anything, I'm getting myself probably more pickled chips, but also Fen, how we doing with the whole keeping it acceptable behavior?
About to ask
Muted, my dear.
where we get one of those
Am I?
because we need one of
Oh,
those.
never
You're
mind.
not now.
You looked like
just-
you were.
The first time your
I
mouth
want-
opened, there was no sound. So
Well, you know. I think my mic is freaking out on me. It's fine. We're good. I just moved.
I wanted to ask before we scatter whatever's gonna happen.
Honestly? Mixed results. On the favorable end. To be fair. Though to be fair, Arwen is probably some of the more laid back in Auroran. Maybe don't bring up the explicitly illegal activities that I have been integral in. You know?
Sure.
for the record, the activities that I brought up were in no way illegal. You then revealed
this
the
is-
illegal portions.
Unfortunately, the question he asked left me with little to no choice but to reveal the illegal part, because there's no one else I know in this city that I actually talk to. Xylo, I don't make friends easy. Therefore,
how is that illegal?
Making friends?
Yeah, you're just making friends. You were just helping out a friend. How is that illegal?
I mean, I was helping out a friend, however. It really... What?
Fen, this is very pretty, but I feel like every time I take a step, there's a robot behind me literally sweeping up the floor. And sometimes with Ramita, I think that is the case. Points to a one random Roomba that's walking past.
There's a short little trash can Roomba running around, you guys, at that very moment.
And I'm just gonna like flick some dust off my shoulder, just like.
I'm just. It's not you. It's the people here that make me feel like I'm with like a 2-bit hole.
Arwen was the only person so far that hasn't completely just basically said we were trash. And it's because he was all business.
Seem more intrigued by us, I'd say, than anything, not more business.
And that's also part of the reason why I wanted to go to the gym, because I'd be curious to see what kind of fighter these kids are. And if we need to sign new waivers, it'd be pretty funny to, do some little fashion fisticuffs with some kids.
Show them up.
Sure.
Just walk in and grab the weight that they're maxing out on and do a curl.
That's more of Nash's department, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna flex on children, but yeah.
I mean, define a child.
I mean, we're all...
Aren't you the same age as these kids?
Me?
Yeah,
you. They're not gonna be. This is the college level.
Ramita, I'm 39.
I thought you were much younger.
No.
I mean, that's still a baby.
I'm almost 30.
You guys are still babies.
I'm almost near my midlife crisis.
When
Actually, no, I had mine.
We aren't babies anymore.
I'd say at 90 and 100.
No one in my family has lived that long.
If I live to 90, put me down.
So there is very much the part of most of our races do not live too far past 100.
I mean, I have lived a long time, and some of my kids, like, I have seen some of my kids age, and unfortunately, I have lost a couple to that. But they were still a kid their whole life, even at that last portion. They were still a kid.
Just because you perceive them as a kid does not make them a child.
Yes.
Very different.
Humans reach maturity around 18. They are considered adults.
Yeah, back me up, Nash. For half-orcs, it's much younger than that, ain't it? Like, you reach maturity at, like, 9, 10?
No. I mean, it's roughly the same. I mean, we're a little bit faster to the punch. Maybe 16. But, like,
okay.
For all intents and purposes, 18-year-olds are kind of stupid no matter what race they are, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I hate this chair.
Most of the people here will be adults considered.
I don't know, that kid that's trying to inhale those Doritos via straw seems kind of like a dipshit.
I didn't say they were smart adults, just that they were adults. I mean, I'm 23.
You're a child.
Not, though.
That kind of response does give the implication of being a bit of a kid. But despite all that...
At this moment, Fenrana, you ping an individual you would rather not see at the moment.
Oh, no. Fucking
a fellow student by the name of Seraphina Moonshadow.
Seraphina Moonshadow? That's such a cool name.
I like that name.
So from the moment...
Kind of douchey.
I'm gonna break this kid's nose.
Ben spots them. They immediately fucking drop.
This is a female elf or a high elf, and they seemed. This is one of those bloodlines that maintain, or at least try their best to maintain, the quote-unquote purity of being an elf.
Oh, inbreeding. Great. Okay.
How quickly do we clock Fen's reaction?
Roll a perception for me, and Fen, go ahead and do a counter roll to see how well you hide this.
Oh, I'm not hiding it from them. I'm hiding it from her.
Okay.
Oh, well,
So
I mean, natural
20.
19. Natural 20? Yeah.
20.
You still need to do a counter roll, whether it's deception or
Probably stealth or sleight of hand.
Would it be stealth?
no, because you're like, doing the whole like I'm not here kind of thing, but you're also still trying to be engaged with the conversation.
I thought Fen ducked under the table, like trying to hide.
Oh, I did too.
No.
That's
Well,
what
I just thought it was just like the.
Oh, really? You
what I
went straight
envisioned.
under the table. Okay, these are cafeteria
I'm no longer
tables with
here.
no tablecloth.
Yeah, no, but that's fine because I have my friend's legs to hide behind.
You realize that doing that, you're now like at the spot where you like Fen's feet that have probably been kicking this entire time, like could accidentally hit you in the face.
Your
Okay,
head
fine, yeah,
is
then I'll
literally
just
at
kind of casually.
I mean, no, you totally
Okay,
can. I'm just
so-
poking fun at you.
Okay, hang on. Let's go back.
Logistically.
Fen, what do you do? And depending on what you do, the rolls may not matter.
Oh, my one net.
I mean, like, so no one's gonna be looking for me on the fucking floor. No one would.
But your table mates will.
Oh yeah, 100%. But they don't fucking matter. I just need to not be seen by her. My table mates have seen me at my fucking worst.
That
Okay,
is
so
true.
Ramita's nat
Like,
20
react-
goes. Ramita's nat 20 goes to the entire table. Everyone notices Fenrana dip underneath the table, and just try to not be there.
You drop a pen?
You don't see me.
Grant is gonna
Act like
immediately
I'm not
look
here.
around, just like.
Act like I'm not here.
Is your
Please,
dad
please, for the love of God, no.
With
walk in.
So
With
Nash,
Ramita's-
what kind of
with
drinking? Go ahead,
okay,
go ahead, Ian.
what did you roll, Brett, and what did you roll, Tony?
11.
Did you roll?
I rolled a dirty 20, I think.
Okay, so the
Read my body
20,
language. Please don't fucking look at me, guys.
nat 20 and dirty 20. Not only do you understand what is going on with Fen, you clock the individual that they noticed before ducking under the table. And this is a very slender, very tall individual with very frail, not frail, delicate features, pointed ears, and long, and they're not hiding them whatsoever. In fact, the hair is parted so that you can see them. Long, blonde hair, light skin, and very flowy. Yes. High collar, flowy clothing, and they look like the clothing looks like what you would imagine when people wear clothing under the water. It flows, it's dramatic, and it is just elegant. It is
The bloody peacock.
yes. If peacock were clothes, that's what they were wearing, and they're very coral-esque with the pinks and the teals and the seafoam color scheme. And they are floating from table to table, either saying hello to some or ignoring others, and just making their way as a quote-unquote popular person would.
Go away, go away, go away.
Ben,
go away,
I didn't realize that your dad designed clothes too.
He doesn't. Please don't talk to me.
What kind of dressing you got in that salad, Nash? I actually really enjoyed the cucumber slice I stole earlier.
It's actually a lemon and garlic dressing.
Oh, neat. Can I try?
I need all of you
move?
to roll a, we'll say stealth.
Ramita, I do have your
Would
page up.
theirs be performance and mine be stealth?
Sure. Yes. We'll do
so much
performance and
worse.
stealth.
Your performance, Ramita, is -1.
Either performance or deception for the people above table, and stealth and hiding for the one below the table.
Yeah.
Your deception's a +2.
I guess I'm doing
Have the
deception.
atrophy.
Act your
What
feet
did
means
you-
that you can mimic people. Brain.
Hey, I got a nat 1.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll again
Please,
because I have
please be awful.
Do you have
Please.
do you have inspiration?
Don't I have
I
the
can check.
halfling thing, the halfling luck, where if I
You
roll
can
that
reroll a 1.
You do.
You re-roll a 1.
Deception. Oh, that's really bad. 9 total.
I have a natural 20, guys. Don't fuck me.
No, it has to be bad. She's gonna come over anyway. We're weirdos. We don't look at anyone.
No.
I'll be right back. I gotta exit out and then come back in because my headphones died.
Oh no.
I'm at the 6, so.
Is that a 6 total or a
It's a
roll
6 total.
6?
Fuck me.
I rolled a 4.
As a
on
reminder,
that die.
Ramita has 1 inspiration left. I have 5. Nash has 1, Rick has 2, and Fen has 1, and DM has 8.
Yeah, I haven't used any of mine.
Request.
Natural 20 on my hiding. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm not here. These are just weirdos.
To be fair, have you ever tried to hide underneath one of those tables? It's not easy.
It's not. No, because like I said, there's no tablecloth. It's the type that you would see in a college dorm.
Are you sitting between our legs? Like, are you sitting in one of our laps?
I am like underneath,
stretch across
shoved against
between
the
your-
center, with like my cloak wrapped around me, hiding myself.
With any luck, they look like a they look like a backpack.
Okay.
They look like somebody's backpack that's been tossed between everyone's feet.
Great.
I am a
Boston's gonna
backpack.
kick
Leave
it.
me alone.
Boston's gonna kick it a few times. Just
What was your roll, Darkness? What was your total after your second roll? A what?
it's +2.
7. Oh, +2?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it was a minus. Okay, so that was an 8. So that's a 10.
A 10, a 9, and a 6. Awesome.
If you're doing deception, if you're trying to do a performance, it's -1 here. Blood, darkness. So it's up to you.
I'm sure they're going to take the higher one. So
No.
you see this individual look at your entire group and give a kind of questionable and concerned look of, do I need to call security? And then
I am the
they
brute squad.
decide. And then they think better of it and they continue on. She's not interested in conversating with all of y'all.
But we're
But
not
she
good enough?
definitely noticed all of you.
And I was gonna see if I could get a date to the prom. You come
I
good
mean,
to come out.
she noticed the 3 of you. Fen, you stayed hidden. And she moves on.
All right, you good to come out.
Snobby. Who was that?
Oh God. No. Shouldn't interact with ever.
Do you owe him money? Like,
Is it a crush?
Oh,
For
absolutely
being
not.
someone that
Ew.
like tries to not, that was like very quiet and kept to themselves. You have a lot of enemies.
did you notice that the eyes are really like narrow? Like, what was with that?
Yeah.
That's an inbreeding
Like,
joke for those of you that don't know. That can be eye disformities if you do too much inbreeding for nobility, which is why a lot of them turned out funky and crazy.
Yeah, a lot of
She-
them did.
Yeah. And also that like chin was like kind of sunk in. Like
That is
wasn't there.
Increasingly, what inbreeding will do.
Oh, is that still legal?
I feel like that's gross.
Also, it's disgusting. No, it's all nasty. However, elves are weird. Not in a derogatory
I didn't take you for a
way,
racist.
but like not in a derogatory way.
So explain to me how they're weird in a positive
family.
sense.
I hate.
The older families are so stringent with my blood must be so pure, and anyone who is descended from me must be so pure, and it's just ew. Ew.
So
are you not a pure blood or whatever? Like, what's your deal with the why do they hate you specifically?
No, we had classes together.
Sure.
And she decided that, she was better than me.
Couldn't
And,
no idea what that's like.
Can you imagine meeting someone for the first time and they think they're immediately better than you? Sounds like a dick.
Yeah.
We weren't even worth a second glance. Like, she walked right past us. We're right there
never
with you.
thought I was better than any of you, if that's a thing.
Don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying.
That felt strangely targeted. Anyway, no, so it's... She was in my classes, she did the whole, I have better grades than you, her entire family is an absolute pain in the ass, quite honestly. It's just very, very...
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Other than your elven friend that we met and that I told to kindly fuck off because I didn't know the context of what was going on, what friends did you have here in this academy of, like, what, 1 million people?
Yeah, can we meet your friends?
You having a stroke?
That is a little bit, I don't really have any.
Oh, there's 1 million. Am I correct? About 1 million people that are attending this school right now.
Probably not 1 million.
Couple 100,000?
Potentially.
Enough to make a small country.
It can populate 1 million between faculty, staff, assistants, students, and alumni.
You didn't find one other person, if not 2 or 3, that you could go along with?
In 1 million nerdy people like you?
But then you had one person that got along with everyone that you literally hid from?
Along with her because her family can ruin people. I was one of the families she couldn't ruin. Therefore, I was enemy.
If your status, if your money here is based off of reputation, then being a shitty person is literally draining you of money and would make you less powerful, right? So that doesn't make any sense. If what you've said is true, at least.
It is more complicated. Contributions to society give you more prestige and such, therefore more money.
So
you don't have to be a good person to contribute to the community.
So
what's a major?
That makes the money thing even worse.
Yes.
So, but what's a major in if she's so important?
She was aiming to be a lumen as well.
Oh.
Amy
beat her to the punch.
Good.
So just being a general bitch and probably a slut is only your contributions to society?
Not very pointedly. She wasn't, because her family was very stringent on bodily autonomy being null and void. Her main.
You should have held your head up high.
Dude, you literally hung out in a place called the Orphanage. Like, calling other people sluts is not cool. Like, come on.
I'm sorry, difference. There is a slight difference. I care about those people. I don't give 2 tits of rat's ass about this person that's upsetting Fen.
And you've used the... Anyway, it just...
I feel like Fen should be holding their head up. Because, like, they were both going for the same position, and Fen got it. Fen isn't of that bloodline.
And you're apparently impervious to their machinations or whatever.
Yeah, so hold your head up. Have pride. You beat their ass.
You beat a pure blood.
You are the winner of this fight.
That's
Hold
what
your hand up.
Obviously, don't go up there and punch them, but you could. I don't know.
But it's like at the end of the fight, they hold up the winner's hand. Hold your arm up.
And attention being paid to me. And I don't know if I've made it anywhere clear, but attention being paid to me is terrifying.
Isn't your job literally to make sure that the governments work officially, so therefore you'd have to deal with a lot of social interactions?
Also, it's one person.
One-on-one for sure. However, being the center of focus in the middle of the cafeteria that is completely swarming at the mercy.
Would she have done that?
Seraphina? Absolutely, she would have.
We could have easily distracted if you were that bad. You know, you just gotta send us into a corner.
Making loud proclamations that everyone jumps behind, and
you know we got your back,
louder.
right?
Get along. I do. However, many years of survival instincts tells me to hide.
Well, you gotta change those. You
They
will
work
change those.
elsewhere. It's just her. She is.
Should I go talk to her?
Don't.
Do you want me to go talk to her?
I'm looking around. Is she gone? Did she fucking
She's
leave?
absolutely gone. She's, disappeared by now. As is at least half of the population of the cafeteria, as many people have either finished or taken their food to go to eat at their desks or wherever the hell they are headed to.
I think the next time we should talk to her.
I think we should not, because all she will do is tote the line of, my family helped found Auroran. My father
Say congratulations.
Auroran.
I've
there's
saved
nothing
kids'
there
lives.
behind that.
Yeah, you've saved hundreds of children.
Hardly hundreds, a couple handfuls.
Well, the ones now. What about the ones that we wouldn't have saved if we didn't stop them?
Yeah, they weren't done. They were continuing.
You like math. You like statistics. How many people you think you potentially saved by stopping them now instead of when they had a full army?
Yeah, they finally were making progress. Think about, what's her name?
Just food for thought.
The redhead.
Oh, shit.
Billy?
No.
No. The little
kid.
that
Trixie.
helped us. Trixie,
yeah.
Trixie Hobbitses. Yeah, think about Trixie. Like, Trixie was one of the later ones that they were able to get through. The ones that are dead are the ones that were failed experiments.
You'll recall there were actually 2 kids that were in pods that you found and released that had not undergone any the process.
And
They were still
never able
working
to
on
find
it.
Trixie, for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the last time
we haven't
saw
seen
her
Trixie's.
was on the bus.
Yeah, and she was a full-grown teenager at that point. But the other 2, the Billy Bob and the Sarah Lee or whatever, they were
in the notes
directly, but
they're in the notes. They were prevented. Yeah.
We're working on it. Like, we're on the way. They had to completely change their base of operations because of us, because of you.
You've done good.
Mm-hmm.
Despite your inability to drink.
Yeah, I'm still kind of disappointed in that, but it's also good
Come
for
and hit me
me.
in the ass, isn't it?
I'm just gonna make fun of you for it to let you outbeat me in a drinking contest.
I'm never gonna beat you in a drinking contest. I can't even get down a shot.
We can try again.
Sure, why not?
They got a liquor store here? Looking around to the cafeteria.
I mean, not within the academy, but most definitely in the city.
Oh, are you telling me this is a dry campus?
Yeah, I haven't smoked a cigarette because I haven't seen a spot that said smoking here.
No way. If you guys, Auroran said you had classes on everything. There's gotta be a wine tasting class somewhere.
Or a distillery class.
There is a
Correct.
distillery class.
Horticulture on how to make wine.
Most definitely there are, like, classes on that. However, to be able to procure alcohol within the campus is completely different from like partaking in it on campus.
There's 1 million people in this academy. There's 100% underground. There's 100% underground.
100%, absolutely.
Are your wine tasting classes the kind that make you spit it out?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Not. I mean, wine's not that strong.
Yeah,
I can even drink wine.
Yeah, your inexperience is showing here.
I am offended. That is
Boston pats Fenn's head like a parent would to a kid.
I'm suddenly regretting all of my friendship with you.
You say that every time we ever make you feel small. I mean, look on the bright side. We didn't call her over and call her a skank.
Although we wanted
I
to.
paid money for that.
You hid and wouldn't let us. Let's go.
Did hide. Fine. It's...
You want to go somewhere? You want to go to the library, show us your favorite book or whatever?
If you want to leave campus, we can go find things to do. If you want to stay on campus, I can show you different things around campus.
I don't know what to do or where to go. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm your muscle again.
Out of my league.
The campus is broken down into different sections. Most of the related classes are paired together, so say a potential topic and I can get you there somewhat. There is a map.
And as Fen says that, the map that is accessible is lit up on your chip devices. And as I'm going to be sharing that with the chat right now.
I'm actually curious to see what the criminal investigation classes are like, to see how much
being raided for fucking snacks.
Again?
Yes, they can see you.
We see you stealing snacks.
God.
I mean,
Did it embarrass them?
My Oreos, nah.
Not your Oreos. I mean,
brought my sister Oreos.
I was just thinking that.
Red velvet Oreos too.
Can you send it to a
I
different
got
chat?
the Java.
I can, but I wanted it to.
I can't open
I'll put it
this
in the
one with the stream
Cyberpunk.
on.
I will put in the Cyberpunk. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of taking lead. Holy mother of pearl.
You're telling me I'm not supposed to get lost in this?
Don't laugh. This is awful. This is awful for anyone involved.
I'm putting this on screen for our viewers to see.
Who would design an academy like this? This is hell.
Shit show you've put for us.
I can't even figure out straight hallways, and you're telling me I can't get lost here?
Not only could someone get lost, someone could fall down a flight of stairs in a random corner, and their body would be found for 4 days.
This is a perfect time. I would like to say, chat has been trying to get us to hydrate and take a stretch. So
let's do that.
This is a perfect time for that. So.
Is it on the screen? Can chat see this?
Chat can see it, yeah.
Is chat enjoying the look of this fucking campus with us?
Jesus
fucking Christ. Auroran is a goddamn pretty nightmare.
Maze.
We're so fancy, we're gonna make it only so that we can survive it because we've lived in this culture for so long. It's not elitist.
A corn maze looks easier than that.
Honestly, it's quite direct, but y'all
Here's the thing, it's not just
No, it is not direct. That is the exact wrong word to use.
Because looking at this, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 different entrances to get to these sections. Not to mention how big the campus is, how many classes are per one of those. You take one hallway down, you're going to get lost for a year.
Imagine there's also stairs and different levels and like.
And you need a hover chair to get around, like a Segway, except cool because sci-fi.
Yep.
Get out!
No.
Get out.
To be fair,
No!
the outs it goes up in level the further in you go. So most students don't even enter the center part. Like your class would be the very first row, and that would be like all of freshman, sophomore, and maybe junior.
How many stories are in this building?
Lots.
At least
There's a
10?
whole library of them,
5.
so.
5. They're 5 stories each.
5 stories.
We need one of those like backpack leashes for Granny because like
There are 5
I look
stories.
away
And is it
and I'm
like
gonna be gone.
Is it like not the Leaning Tower pizza, but is it like one of those like extendable lightsabers that you used to get when you were a kid? Like they kind of go up and they're a bit smaller with each one. Mm-hmm. I couldn't think of anything. So okay.
Yeah. Well, I in the last episode I described it as a
stalagmite kind of going up.
Like
that's the city. No, I was talking about like the conch shells.
That's right.
If you cut in half and it spirals in. That was how I described it, and I was not kidding.
11 corridors
here, then it should be whistling all the time.
What?
That's an awful joke. There are 11 flights, and if it goes up a little bit for 5 floors, that means it loses about 2 or 3. To recap, there's about 40 hallways for each section. If not 40, 20 is still too many. It's too many.
It's a large campus. There are a lot of laboratories and a lot of offices, as well as communal rooms, and
some small countries don't have 1 million people in them. This academy has 1 million people in it.
Yeah.
I would look for a bathroom. And
you find a bathroom, and you'll actually step through a door and end up in a dissecting classroom where they're dissecting live bullfrogs.
Oh, there's so many bathrooms. There's so many bathrooms here.
I feel like I'd end up in the actual like.
And I think that
the dungeon, because there's definitely a dungeon in this place.
No, not dungeon, but dormitories. If that's what you're thinking.
Close enough.
I'd end up in the corner where the pottery's being.
There are dormitories for each section.
I have a question. Is there a basement?
No. Everything is above level.
I don't believe you.
Before I find my way.
There's 100% a basement.
If it's a basement, it's got the water and gas stuff to it.
Perfect.
But like that's
a dungeon. No academy this size that is science fiction or fantasy does not have some sort of holding cells or dungeon.
Not.
Case in point, the closest one to this one is Hogwarts. Hogwarts had its own dungeon. And you know where Slytherin was? It was next to the sewer system.
Based off of medieval castles, okay? Every medieval castle has a dungeon, i.e. cell. Or prison. This does not. Like, I mean, maybe they might have some holding cells, but that's like...
This doesn't, except it kind of maybe does, but it doesn't. But it
maybe,
might.
but it's not. It's not for like prisoners.
Sure.
It's like security personnel holding off like drunken rabble.
It's
20 years.
Not prisoners.
Not prisoners. No.
Yeah, it's not prisoners. If anything,
don't pay back the student loans.
If anything, it's for problematic dormitory people, and they're in hot water anyways to be kicked out. They're not going to hold prisoners here. This is a school/government place. It's not. There's no prison here. Like there is, but it's not here.
Yeah, and it's for people who can't pay their tuition.
Like I said.
They have
you just resorted to a life of poverty. That's it. They don't. That's prison enough for here.
That's great. Thanks. I need that.
What? Y'all are bashing my world anyway, so we're
not bashing your world. We're bashing your university. Your world as a whole is great. This academy is just crazy.
I love it. It is. I love it. It is my gem. Anyways,
we're going to burn it to the ground by the end of this campaign.
The world works Ben is.
Yeah.
We are going to burn this academy to the ground, or it's somehow going to get damaged because of something we do, not intentionally or completely intentionally.
Fall down.
Honestly, my money's on Fenrana doing it.
And a buyer
Fenrana's going to be looking for an artifact,
for the first time.
And an ancient crystal dragon that's been underneath this academy for like 1,000 years is going to wake up and destroy half of it. I'm calling it now.
I'm just going to accidentally.
There are. You said there were dungeons waiting for us.
Just casual Armageddon in her home country, in their home country. It's fine.
Casual crystal dragon hiding underneath, and a water dragon off the coast, and yeah, exactly.
I mean, why else would the whole place glow?
Dragon's area of effect. If they have a certain domain, they have effects. I'm just saying.
Oh God. There is
also,
that.
Gears, I adore you. Thank you for tolerating my nonsense.
I was gonna say there is that person on TikTok who's making a series of dragons that hoard stuff. There could be a dragon that hoards knowledge here. So like.
I'm 100%. There's at least 2 dragons in the staff, if not more. There's definitely a sphinx somewhere that's just pretending to be a statue, but stealing everyone's salami.
Do we want to wrap it up here? It is midnight, and we seem to have lost focus. So
I'm having a great time.
I
mean, we can keep going. I don't care. Like, it's up to y'all.
We're stuck in the labyrinth right now, so yeah, we should probably,
Not technically. You have Fenrana, who's been around campus. You have a guide, as long as you stick with them.
Look, I wasn't talking about literally stuck in the labyrinth.
This is true.
Oh, if we're literally stuck in the labyrinth, shouldn't we be like...
No, because if you look at it, there are 4 direct corridors that go straight in and straight out. So eventually you can find your way out. They did make it...
You just gotta keep going straight, and you'll find a direct path out.
Knowing Ramita, though, she's going to find the papier-mâché class somehow, and she's just going to get stuck like, oh, look at all this lovely art by these children. And then she's going to see a finger painting that she did that was carved out of some rock somewhere.
And you have studied one of my childhood,
It's under folk art.
Yeah.
Humanity studies, folk art.
Yeah. This was done by someone named Ida. No, it was Ramita. I just couldn't write my R's at the time.
Like, how did you get that out of the cave?
Anyways.
I apologize for my restless behavior. I missed you guys last week, and I miss hanging out with you guys.
We enjoy your company. Except Tony. Oh God.
Except Tony.
Gosh, why do you gotta hate?
That's how I know.
Yeah, he just wishes he's not.
Like a hangover, I miss Tony.
Heck yeah.
Hold me like a grudge, Tony.
Tightly, and for way longer than a therapist says is necessary.
That's also what Dungeon Dragon should be called.
Therapy?
No, it takes way longer than therapy.
I don't know. We have 3 sessions. Like, no, we're definitely calling it because it is. We are totally off topic.
We're never off topic. We're always on topic. We don't break character ever.
Okay, Gandalf.
It is on time whenever we want to.
Anyways, let's wrap this up. We'll continue this on next week and find out what the group is going to do after lunch, and finding that Fenrana has things that they fear more than being arrested.
And their dad, apparently.
So everyone, let's start off. Let's find out what the hell the characters are thinking, feeling, reflecting on, in this moment or the last 24 hours, and then socials. So let's start with Tony.
Hi, I'm Tony. Socials is TikTok at Tony Will Edit.
Willed it.
Yeah, I did will it into being. Yep. And Nash is still uneasy.
Nash and Ben still have to have a conversation at some point, huh?
This is true. Bubbling over. It's fine. Everything is fine. Nash does not like that every single person that he has met so far has looked down on him immediately.
No one has looked down on you. You've just perceived it as that.
Literally every person.
Yeah.
Including your kid brothers, or kid siblings, excuse me.
Especially
It's them, because they're dicks. They're kids.
That's because religion.
Kids are
though.
assholes.
Technically
Kids are
not, but
Actually,
keep
no.
going.
My nieces and nephews are precious.
Anyway, and the only other person that they've experienced out of that is someone that Ben has literally said look down on them, much less, people like us. So, he's not having a great time, not enjoying it, and plus there's nothing really he's able to do except for twiddle his thumbs. So he just has to sit there, be quiet, chomp on his tongue, and suffer the slings and arrows for a while. Darkness.
Darkness.
Sorry.
He's tossing it over to you.
Granny is super uncomfortable, and Granny knows they're gonna get lost. Like, I can't tell my left from my right. Like, Granny's gonna look at a wall and think they're going the right direction and just walk into a wall. Like, this place is that confusing to them. As for everything else, just don't know where to go from here. Like, completely lost. Like, we have so much more information that's still like nothing. It's not leading to anything. It's just like, what the heck is this? It's a whole nother plate of crap that we have to figure out now. So Granny's like, Granny's just lost. On to the Fenrana Bloodless King. Sorry.
I think Fen is sitting more at a both relieved but also stressed point. Because, like, at least in Auroran, they know the status quo. They know how things work here. Versus, like, when they were in Vorak and Itheros, where everything was so vastly different from home. And, like, it's one thing studying that shit, but it's a complete other being in it. Other than that, was good to actually see Auroran in person. Stressful being on campus, because while Fen was good in classes, socializing with their peers was not exactly their strong suit. Because they just want to research things. They just want to know things. Give me all of the information. Ever. Just ever. Utterly wise. Yeah. I am Bloodless King. I am a VTuber over on Twitch, and I've actually started streaming again. I'm playing Baldur's Gate. I have to drop the quality of the gameplay, or the video.
It's not
visual.
that bad. It's not
that bad. But also, I hate it.
You can't stare as deeply into your vampire boy's eyes with it, his quality being so bad.
I was automatically assuming what's in the pants, but
we miss out on the nipples. That's.
I'm sorry. Listen, you can lick his nipples on your own time, just not in front of me, preferably.
Dimples. Oh my god.
Dimples. I heard
Nipples.
you 100% said nipples.
That was a mic issue. I 100% said dimples.
To each their own. I'm telling you what
I said. I'm telling you what I said. The mic might have picked up something different, but I'm telling you what came out of what words I said. Anywho,
I didn't call you a liar.
Please finish so we can end this stream.
Doesn't Tony still need to go? Or no, Tony went. Brett.
Yeah, Brett needs to go still. But yeah, and so there's that. I should be doing I think. Not every day this week, but a couple of days in the upcoming. I don't know. We'll see how much I stream. I don't know, man.
Hey.
Depends on emotional feeling. Yay.
Yay.
Then that off to Brett. Wherever he is on this thingy.
Above.
Yep.
Brett.
Hello, yes, my name is Just Brett. Boston, so since Nash mentioned the orphanage, he wants to go hang out there for about a week now. Because this place is awful. He said two things to people that he thought that maybe would be similar to Fen, which were the twin siblings. He said, I'm a cowboy, like, oh, so you're a criminal? And, oh, you're religious? Okay, weirdo. And then left him alone. Which gives him the impression that Fen either A, has been trying to be nice to him because they fear for their life that he might end them, or is just very different than the other people around him because, similar to Nash, he's getting the impression that he's being looked at like a criminal. Which is less than ideal considering he's clean. Ish.
There was that 3-month stint.
It can't be helped. No one's perfect. But my name is Brett. My name is Just Brett. I post sometimes, not really here on YouTube, but I'm mostly on Twitch every day except for Sunday. Tomorrow I'm actually doing 2 streams. I'm doing Bold Gun, and then I'll be playing with a couple of friends. It should be a lot of fun. And then, yeah. And I'm also a PNG tuber there, so you'll not be seeing my face. You'll be seeing a green cloak. Because on TikTok, I'm also known as the Cloak DM. So, yeah. But, over to Gias.
Yay. I am the DM for this monstrosity that is cyberpunk, coupled with solarpunk and steampunk and all the other punks. I do things I haven't in a minute, and I don't see doing it very consistently in the near future. But I do have a Twitch account and a TikTok account and a YouTube account. So if you want to check out any of that, I do have stuff from the past that I've done, past things I've done. So you can check out my potential of what I could be capable of. Otherwise, it is not sad. It's called a resume. That's what I'm rationalizing it out as. But anyways, you can sometimes catch me on streams with Bloodlust on Tuesdays. I am a voice, and I do the talking with them to keep them company and encourage their streams. And then I'm here Wednesdays. Like next Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern. So, we'll see you then. Thanks a lot. And until next time, don't break character. Bye-bye.